Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the GSL Super Tournament, the Global StarCraft 2 League Super Tournament. It's super because it's 64 people, 64 of the top-ranking players from all of the past few Codes seasons thrown together in one gigantic pool of 64 players. And that was actually the original idea for this tournament, was to just literally just put them in a swimming pool, all 64 of them, and like...
It's like beach party StarCraft 2.
Yeah, pretty much. And
it's the summer after all.
If you could like scramble your way out of the pool without like someone like grabbing you by the legs and pulling you back in, then you advance to the next round. As soon as 32 people get out, then they eliminate the people in the pool and put everyone back in again.
Yeah. I can't imagine why that didn't work out, why they chose not to. Maybe some people couldn't swim? Liability? I don't know.
Maybe. You know what? For some reason I was imagining that like in a dry pool. Just like with people just trying to run up the sides. I don't know why.
Sometimes I still understand you. Sorry.
Well, you wouldn't want the pro gamers to drown.
It was like the craziest thing I've ever heard. Then suddenly you just go, well, I was actually imagining that in a dry pool.
Oh, well.
Well, they might as well just make it a pit then, Moltrap.
They might as well just make it a pit. That's right. A pit of 64 players. Let's go ahead and check out our players for this matchup that we have coming up.
All right, first up, we've got sCfOu. Just recently got Choya's jacket sitting there in the booth. He is one of the guys I've been watching for a while because he's impressed me, man. I remember the first time they had those up and down matches to decide who stayed in Code S or Code A. You know, there's kind of that weird decisive thing before the first season of Code A and S. I watched his matches there. I was like, wow, this guy looks really good. And so far, he's impressed me. Made it to the round of 8 in March, and then actually got the semifinal in May. Pretty impressive. You know, back in January, it was like kind of iffy. People were a little bit iffy about him, but you can't write this guy off. He made it to semifinals and almost beat ST, almost was in the finals. There's a shot of him now. Wearing that blue FOU jacket.
Yeah, by the way, if you have not seen SC versus ST, that was quite possibly the most epic series of StarCraft ever. The last game was absolutely ridiculous. You need to go watch those VODs, or your life is not complete.
That is true. That's a good point. Actually, I haven't watched those VODs yet because I have a long story. I have a long story about that, but I won't
Your
get
life
into
is
it.
not complete, Wolf.
I heard about it. I read the LR threads. Here we have oGsHyperdub.
I gotta see it live.
Speaking of VODs that are intense, Hyperdub versus TLO, I think it's still the #1 viewed VOD on domtv.net, TLO, because there was a bunch of nukes and stuff in Season 1.
Oh, nice.
And Hyperdub is really well known for losing, actually, in TBT, and, you know, he's had some spotty success here and there, but I think he's a good player. He's definitely one of those top guys you gotta watch out for. He's on the team OGS, trains with awesome players all the time, and he's well known for, you know, doing kind of mediocre in the GSL so far, but can't write him off. I think he's going to have a hard time against SC. What do you think, Moltrap? What do you think about Hyperdub?
The Hyperdub, yeah, I mean, his worst matchup statistically is versus Terran, so he's definitely not the favorite here. Of course, got eliminated by MMA in the up and down matches, in Code A. No shame in that, though. MMA is a very strong player. But previous to that, got eliminated by Rain in the up and down matches of the previous season. So this guy's really been having some trouble versus Terran. Here's the thing, he actually beat SC in the Zotac Team Invitational, though. So maybe he has a special talent for using other TBTs, but beating SC somehow. I don't know. SC, of course, is pretty good at TBT, and it's his best matchup, so he's definitely the favorite here as well. But anyway, the first map is going to be Xel'Naga Caverns. Let's go ahead and see if SC, the semifinals, can take it out, or if the challenger take it out instead here at the GSL.
sCfOu versus oGsHyperdub.
And here is our purple player, whose name, who is it? Sorry, it's cut off still. SC! Oh crap, I didn't... He's...
sCfOu.
He's SC for you.
I was like trying to figure out who it was because it was cut off on my screen so I could figure out what to say about him, but then I just blurted out who it was. Here is a player whose name I will not say until it's been spoken by the
oGsHyperdub.
other guy.
Should I do intros next time? Should I take that job for you?
No,
I think
man.
you're kind of struggling a little bit today in Mole Trap.
This is my last day. I want to do one last chance at the intros. By the way, yes, this is actually my last day for now. I'm going to be heading back to the States in a couple days. Hopefully, I'll be coming back at some point.
Yeah.
It's not exactly certain yet, but hopefully
It's a
at some point I'll
mystery.
be coming back. It's still a mystery.
I'm trying to get Scooby-Doo and the gang on it, but we haven't solved it yet.
Yeah. But, by the way, even though I'm not going to be casting for GSL for the moment, I do have a YouTube channel, actually. I've been putting up some behind-the-scenes stuff and, like, videos of pro gamers, and I'm going to be putting my solo commentaries up there. So if you like my stuff, youtube.com/moletrapsc2. When I get back to the States, I'm going to start putting up commentaries every day again on that channel. So if you miss seeing me on GSL every day, you can watch me there. But what's that? Is that a gas first for Hyperdub? No, it's not. Never mind. I'm on crack.
Are you on crack? I don't think you're allowed to have that in Korea.
No, you're not. But I'm mistaken. Rather, I'm not actually doing any drugs. I'm mistaken.
You're mistaken.
SC recently lost, by the way, to Marine King in the FXO Invitational as well. I was noticing.
I actually cast that game. It was an epic series, and Marine King did some awesome base trade type of stuff that he's known for.
Did he play him in 2 best ofs or something?
Yes, because it was a losers bracket, winners bracket kind of situation.
Okay.
So Marine King was in the losers bracket, had to beat him in a best of 5, and then beat him again in another best of 5. That's how those go sometimes.
I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, that was 10 games. That's a lot of games.
Yeah.
However many it was.
Well, SC is making a Scouting Reaper. He really likes to do that in this matchup. Hyperdub looks like he made a fast Tech Lab. He's not going to make that Reaper, though. A little bit unusual to make the Tech Lab, not get the Scouting Reaper. And actually, both of these players going for identical builds.
And, yeah, Hyperdub, he's got his Marine spaced out. He's kind of expecting this Reaper, so he's, like, all over it. Deciding he can just block it now. That Reaper still could go around a couple different ways, but he's pretty safe against the Reaper.
Indeed. Well, he actually moved one of his Marines right now, so he's a little bit less than safe. And actually, he's getting stim right now. This is really interesting, Mole Trap. You hardly ever see kind of like a stim expand.
That's really, yeah, that's pretty quick stim.
Here comes the Reaper now. Gonna run up into the main base of Hyperdub.
Marine spots it, gets a few shots off. Kiting those Marines. Oh, it's gonna go down with 0 kills. Man, that Reaper's fired.
Well, literally.
He's never going to work in this town again.
That's very true. Hyperdub's command center was spotted, though. Now,
Yeah, at least he got a little scouting.
here's the thing. Hyperdub was able to scout the barracks at the front of SC's base with his SCV, but he wasn't able to see anything else. He wasn't able to see SC's command center. Doesn't really know what SC is planning, and actually SC getting stimmed really quickly as well. This is interesting. Maybe there's something about TVT. It's just so often you see players expand, get a few Marines out, maybe bunker if necessary, and then tech up immediately. Getting the stim at this time, it's not like unheard of. It's not like a build no one ever does, but it's so unusual that I'm a little bit surprised by it, a little bit thrown off, I have to say.
Yeah, they are both getting stim as well, so they might just be kind of worried about some kind of timing attack. Because if they come in with a timing and you don't have stim, you're dead. So
yeah. Also, the Banshees are, if your opponent goes Banshees and you have stim, it's very important in that regard. So I think that's probably the ideas behind it. Now, +1 weapons is on the way for Hyperdub. Very quick engineering bay.
Wow.
Again, engineering bay, quickly get those upgrades up. If you're going pretty heavy bio, it's very important. And in fact, SC is getting a reactor on his barracks, and on his factory. I think he's just going to swap that with the starport. Start cranking out medevacs.
Yeah,
So,
go ahead.
Well, where these two builds differ is that Hyperdub decided to be a little bit braver, move his command center down, make a few extra units. And SC, on the other hand, has teched up significantly, but while doing so, kept his command center inside of his base to play it safe. Didn't want to, go, oh, I don't have as many units as you because I'm teching at the same time. So SC having that faster starport up, that faster reactor, is going to be able to have faster dropships, but when his opponent has stim and a large amount of Marines, it'll be relatively easy for him to defend that drop. So we're kind of in a weird impasse here, where there's going to be an amount of passivity between these two players, most likely. Or even if there's not passivity, neither player will be able to do a lot of damage.
A passive impasse?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. Yeah, but SC does seem to be, I'm sorry, Hyperdub does seem to be ahead on all the upgrades at this point, which is kind of interesting. He hasn't really lost too much as a result. He got his command center out there faster. Ooh, a little bit of a scout. Did not get to scout.
Not much left of that scout.
No.
The SC.
Ooh, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, he's going to go for a little timing attack here with those medevacs. And with the medevacs, it's going to be relatively hard for Hyperdub to hold. But remember, he does have +1.
He's actually, that's kind of weird. He's actually, SC is blocking vision of his tech lab on his barracks with his factory, trying to maybe, if a scan goes down, fake him out. Okay, moved it now. It's not as blocking, but that's kind of interesting. Anyway, combat shields is almost completed for SC, as well as Stim. I don't believe, does Hyperdub have combat shields? He does as well. Okay, so never mind. So they're going to be about even, but it looks like SC was going for a little bit of a timing attack and decided to fall back instead.
Yeah, his siege mode is just now starting, as well as his first siege tank. Both players just kind of, like, as I like to say, beating their chests, you know, like a gorilla getting out there on the map, trying to scare their opponents. Just moving around, trying to catch any units they can, any dropships, but neither of them really wanting to commit to an engagement.
Yep, just beating their chests, moving their army around, throwing poop at each other.
I don't think they're doing that. I don't know if that's allowed here at the GSL Moltrap. I don't think so. That's pretty disgusting, Moltrap. I don't know any TBTs where that goes on.
Just try to make more reference to gorillas. Don't mean literal poop. Come on.
Like you go to LAN parties with your friends, is that what you guys do?
The poop of scouting SCVs. You know, flinging at each other to try and posture for dominance.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, gorillas probably don't actually do that.
Well, here comes a huge push out from Hyperdub again. It might just be more of the gorilla beating the chest without the feces flinging.
I don't know, man. I'm not a zoologist. Give me a break.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, both players moving out, actually.
Now, SC does have better, or excuse me, Hyperdub has better upgrades. He has 1-1. As far as Marine count goes, 45 Marines for Hyperdub, 46 Marines for SC. This is a really close game. Siege mode is almost done for Hyperdub, and SC already has Siege mode.
Drop is loaded up. Or where did the medevac go? Okay. Hyperdub running a drop. No, I'm sorry. SC running a drop off to the left there. Siege mode is up. Those Marines are forced back. Cannot engage those two siege tanks right now. Does not have the forces to deal with that. And, oh, is it going to get spotted?
Base
yes, he spots that drop.
Base
is he going to respond? And a couple, oh, that's kind of cool. A scouting Marine runs in and is going to pick off a couple SCVs. Well, he gets a depot at the right. While that drop goes into the main, the medevac gets taken out by a turret, but the Marines do land. Hyperdub's Marines, though, win the day. He did see it in time to respond fast enough. Lost a few SCVs at the same time, though. Good multitasking by SC there.
Now, Hyperdub is moving forward here, but the problem is SC is in such a good spot. He's got siege tanks in really good locations. It's going to be hard for him to break. He might try to do somewhat of an elevator tactic. Don't think that's going to be very effective, though.
No.
Oh, he's scanning. I thought he was about to run forward. I was like, please don't do that, Hyperdub. That would be the worst idea ever.
That would be the worst idea ever.
Hyperdub has some siege tanks, but they're just kind of scattered around. They're not really with his main army. And the problem is the siege tank position for SC is actually so well thought out that he can't break through easily. Yeah, definitely. It looks like SC might be thinking about trying to move around the side here. While Hyperdub, he abandoned a good location in the middle, and he's going to stim in the side. This might not work, though. The siege tank doing lots of damage, and the second siege tank in the back, but SC does have a better concave. All of his Marines doing so much damage, and I think he had more Marines as well, taking out everything Hyperdub had. Oh my god, is he going to let those medevacs die as well? Looks like they are going to run away, but Hyperdub is in a lot of trouble here now. Yeah, in fact, I think SC should just back up. A lot of those Marines are on very low health. Just back up, heal up those Marines.
That's actually a good idea. I didn't
does
notice
not
that.
really need to attack right now into the siege tanks. It'd be very difficult to break. But just looking around, Hyperdub actually only has one siege tank left. He just hasn't been keeping up with the siege tank production, whereas SC's got 5 siege tanks, 64 Marines to 35 Marines. He's got a significantly stronger army.
Yeah, he just slaughtered so many Marines, and this time